Hello, welcome back to A3Noonas K-pop Podcast. Before we get into the video, just a little bit of info. We, A3Noonas, decided to switch up the order of the video. So today's video will be episode 8, the challenges of being a K-pop fan. The reason why we decided to put episode 8 before episode 7, because part of our conversation, we talked about a hit trending topic in the K-pop world that hit during the week we record. So we figured we want to keep everything within the same time. Alright, so next week's video will be episode 7 about merch. Oh, before we get into our video, we're giving our first shout out. Yay! And our shout out goes out to Solely Says. She's a YouTuber who makes blind reactions to K-pop videos. So if you like cute reactions, if you like tiaras, and you like somebody who gives reactions while drinking wine, Solely Says is your girl. Also, she has another bonus part about her. She has her own Etsy site where she makes K-pop merch. Yes, she makes things from face masks to t-shirts. So check out our girl Solely Says. We'll have all her info in the description box below. So now let's get into episode 8, the challenges of being a K-pop fan. All right, hello and welcome back to A3Noonas K-pop Podcast. And here we are again for episode 8. We are almost to episode 10.
Wait.
Huh?
Sorry.
Oh, did I? Yeah, it's mirrored or what? Yeah, it's backwards.
Yeah.
So in 2 more episodes, let's say it would be episode 10. I don't know if we should do a big celebration or something like that because we made 10 episodes, but it would be cool. But with me, I have my 2 K-pop besties. You guys go ahead and say hello.
Hey, I'm Amy. And I'm Amber.
Yes, so thank you for joining us today. So where am I? Oh, there we go. Brain just went poof. Here it's back. So today for episode 8, we discussed amongst ourselves about what we want to do, and Amy came up with a really good idea. And so we branched off that idea, and hers was the top 10 things that K-pop fans hear all the time. So today we're going to discuss the challenges we as K-pop fans experience. And so we will talk about a little bit of some of those questions that we hear all the same time from our friends, our family, our coworkers, and complete strangers. So being a K-pop fan is not easy. We explained that a little bit in the previous video. So anyway, before we get into it, if you like what we're putting out, go ahead and subscribe. And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up and follow us on our social medias. We have Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And it's A3Noonas. So we'll be right back in a quick pause for episode 8, the challenges of being a K-pop fan.
The struggle is real.
Oh. All right, and we are back. So, as I said in the open, we'll talk about the challenges we experienced or faced being a K-pop fan. Remember, we're just from our own experience. Some of the common statements, a good majority of K-pop fans have heard, which when we talk about them, but this is going to be based from our own experience being a K-pop fan. We're going to talk about a little bit of maybe include K-dramas, because I have had some interesting conversation with people when it talks about K-dramas, but we're going to focus based on K-pop. All right. So my first thing is, what is the one statement or questions you guys get or hear the most? What is the one that you hear the most when it comes to being a K-pop fan? What do people ask you the most?
Crickets.
Whoever called in the background was like
Loaded question.
was like I don't know if we should say it.
Exactly.
You're too old.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's you basically get called a pedophile or a creeper because, or you have do you have a thing for little boys?
Oh.
And I mean, forget the fact that they're grown ass men most of the time.
Yeah.
But,
You know what gets me about that is the fact that people over here can like Justin Bieber and they can like Five Sauce and all these younger groups that are the same age as what the K-pop boys are. But it's okay for them to like Justin Bieber and all that. Yeah. But it's not okay for us to like BTS or NCT or people like that. And even groups that are like older just because they look younger.
Exactly. That's it.
I mean, should they be penalized because they have better skincare? Should that be why?
It's skincare and genes all the way. We can't help it that almost 30-year-old looks like he's 16. That's not our fault. That is genetics and how they take care of their skin. That's why Asian cosmetics and skincare is at the top, almost number one. People want that stuff. They want that look. But that's not our fault.
I know one time I remember a former coworker of mine when I was living in Little Rock. She walked up to my desk and she saw a picture of Baekhyun and she goes, "Wow, how young is he? He looks really young." And I'm like, "He's like 25. Why?" And she goes, "Oh, really? Well, he looks way younger than that." I'm like, "No, he's not. Don't worry about it. Not your business."
He's of age. And even if I like a younger guy, let me explain. And I don't know if you guys have seen, there's a TV show in Korea. I think it's like Housewife or something like that. It's almost similar to Superman is Back. I don't know if you heard, there is she's an MC and everything or something like that. And she marries somebody who was 14 or 18 years younger than her. Ooh, and she has a baby by him that they just had.
For her.
So, and he's a Chinese idol.
Oh,
you know? Yes. And but when you look at them, they both look pretty much similar in age, And I'm like, you go, girl, because it was a little bit of controversy in Korea to see somebody that young marry and date somebody, with that big age gap, because there's a huge one. But I'm sitting there like, you go, girl. You do you. Yeah. It doesn't matter about the age or anything, especially when it comes to people. I like what I like. And if we go back to the 80s or the 90s, think about how young those groups were. I mean, you go to New Edition, New Kids on the Block.
Oh my God, New Edition. Bobby Brown was like, what, 12, 14 when he started?
Yeah, they were young. But it was okay for us to do that because as they aged, they look more towards their age.
Well, yeah, because hard drugs will do that to you.
Oh, yeah, drugs and alcohol.
Alcohol will do that to you every time.
I never thought about that. That is true. Because K-pop stars drink, but they don't have that hard lifestyle. There must be
something really, maybe soju is the fountain of youth. Maybe we all need to start downing that stuff because maybe that's going to make us look younger.
Oh my gosh, they drink a lot more than. Ooh,
I think I constantly, I get tired of like defending it.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, they're young, but they're handsome men. And it's like you have to constantly say, listen, I'm not looking to like fly to Korea and crawl on top of anything. I'm not looking to be with these kids. They're good looking young men. If I was 20 years old and single, I'd be flying to Korea. Because, that's a whole, but it's like, they don't understand. It's like we have our lives and we're happy with whoever we're with or not with. We're happy with our friends. We're happy with everything.
Mm-hmm.
But if the music makes you happy, who are you to judge? If you want to listen to country music, dude, or heavy metal or anger rock, whatever you want to listen to, you do you. Whatever makes you happy in the car.
Or better yet, what like think about the guys and all the people that are really into sports. These sports people, these sports guys are 25, 26, 24.
That's true.
College kids. Like, what's the difference?
Yep.
That's true. I don't understand it.
I mean, it probably goes into the Asian phobic thing because there's a lot of Asian phobia. So I mean, anything to pick at it more. Like, I think, like, one of my best friends left a note on my car that said, because she happened to see my car somewhere, and she said,
Mm-hmm.
I love you to pieces, but you have lousy taste in music. And I'm like,
Oh,
really?
oh,
Why?
I mean, she could have said that to your face. I mean, she has an opinion, but she
I
could have said that to your face and say, you know what, I like you, but you do have lousy taste in music. That's her opinion. But what irks my nerve is that you don't have the nerve to say it to somebody's face.
And she didn't
have that
sign it
discussion.
either. I was like, who left this
No.
on my car? One of my bosses or someone I work with, and and she just meant it as a joke. But I'm just like, and I don't know. Like, I was working on Friday, and one of my coworkers, who's older than me, a pretty woman walked by, and she was dressed, in the pencil skirt and the nice blouse and the high stiletto heels. And she clicked on by, and he was just watching. And when he finally stopped staring at her, I said, "What you looking at? Like, she's a lot younger than you." And he said, "I'm old. I'm not dead." I'm like, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care who you're attracted to, what you like, but like you said, we're not dead,
Yeah.
And if I had a hall pass and I can get my little fling on, just saying. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Shoot, I'm saying if I had a hall pass, I mean,
I don't even want. If I had a time machine, and could go back and be single and young, then I think I would definitely be pursuing trying to find me a little Asian boy. But I'm old.
No, you're not old.
It's too late.
Yeah, I know it's. Oh my gosh, you're not old,
girl. We're not going to get into it. I'm older than you do, but but still, I mean, I think even like all cultures, like Asian culture, Americans, anybody, that sweet spot for a male is somewhere between 24 and 30. That's when they look their best. When my husband looked his best, that's when everybody looks their best. It just is, because once you hit mid-30s or something, everything just starts going hanging, and your face is like it's melting off. Everything's not. I mean, who did I just see? But even when you see, okay, Britney Spears. How old is Britney Spears?
Like,
she's close to our age.
40, yeah.
Yeah, but she had a hard life.
Well, just like even actresses that you used to see who were just absolutely, I mean, when they start out so young, and you've got that age, and then you just hit that point where your face just matures and you start to look more adult, and it's time. Like Dolly Parton says, time marches on, and eventually you realize it's marching all over your face.
Yeah. And then she has the money to make sure her face stays taut.
Good for her.
Well, one of the ones besides this question that I get a lot, this is the top one. So two of them is the first one, like I said, you're too old. The second one, which I don't know if you guys can, well, of course, can't relate to this as much, but you're black, right? It irks my nerve to.
So what are you supposed to be listening to, Allison?
Apparently stereotypical black music, which I guess for stereotypical purposes is hip hop, rap, or anything that's not idolish. I don't know. I don't understand. Ever since I started listening to K-pop and everything, that's the second most question I get from other people outside, especially people of color, look at me and say, "You're black, right?" And something happened at my job where I have a coworker who loves K-dramas, and that came up too. And she brought up a good point. She's like, so if a white person watches telenovelas, does that mean they're not white? And I said, that makes sense, because anybody else outside of, I guess, black culture, we can watch anything else that they understand. But if I watch something that is anything of Asian, even if you like anime, if you like video games, if you like, cartoons, if you like golf stuff, or, the Lolita stuff, any of things that's outside that people deem that is more for people who are not black, it's like you revoke your black card. You're not black enough for them. I don't
you know
get
what you
it.
should say next time when they say you realize you're black, you should go, what? Damn.
Oh my God! What?
Yes, I'm like, damn, I thought it was a tan, y'all.
Damn,
Oh.
I just spent too much time in the sun.
Man, thank you for letting me know.
Thank you for telling me. I missed it. I'll tell you what, you talk to me at lunch, you tell me exactly how I'm supposed to act, because obviously you know.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things growing up with me, I have gotten the whole, you black right, or are you trying to act white, or especially my name and the way I speak. And a lot of times, which doesn't happen as much, but a lot of times when I'm speaking to somebody who is not of color on the phone, and then I meet up with them, they stare at me. And then by the time the conversation's ending, they said, I'm going to be honest with you. You do not look like what I pictured. And I asked why. They said, to be honest, I thought you were white. And I'm like, why? Well, your name, Allison. I mean, and the way you speak. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I never got it and understood it, but I don't understand it. But I guess because, I was named after my mom. My mom is from South America. My mom grew up mostly in Jersey, New York. When I go up to Jersey, New York, I don't have these type of questions come to me. But once I move out from up there, and especially living down in the South and Southeast, those questions came up all the time. So I guess people have a certain perception of what being black is. I was have a specific type of name. I'm supposed to talk a specific way, and I'm supposed to like specific things. But I don't know. It's just, it irks my nerve, and I shouldn't care as much of what people say about that. But that's the one question that I really wish people would just stop asking. Just stop it. Just because I am black does not mean that I cannot like K-pop. Just stop. I don't get it.
Tell you what you do is you look at them and say, let me give you a little lesson on K-pop, and talk about the fact that a lot of the K-pop writers are African Americans. They are people like Teddy Riley. They are people like Curtis Richardson. They are people like Aiden Lewis, who is, I believe, like half Asian, half black. There's tons of people.
It's based in R&B and hip hop, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Go back and listen to Shiny's. Which song is that?
The 112 song.
112.
Yes.
Good evening. I did that one time to a lady that was our human resources manager. I said, "Come here, I want you to listen to this song." And I started playing Shiny, and I said, "Who is this?" And she goes, "Well, that sounds like the 112 song." And I'm like, and she's like, "Well, why didn't you ask anybody else?" I'm like, none of these white folks in the other room are going to know who it is.
Oh my God.
None of them are going to know.
No.
I'm like, but you knew who it was.
Well,
and that's my point. Like, it's based, a lot of it's based.
And Michael Jackson was a huge influence too. Like, Michael Jackson was a huge. They all
Dynamite. Hello, BTS Dynamite.
Yeah.
You watch the dance moves. So it's just one of the things. It's a challenge. One person said, I bet you there's not that many black people who go to the K-pop concert. I'm like, there's a lot of them, a lot more. And if I get a chance, I need to share a video where, stereotypes are broken, because I think I told you guys when I went to K-Con, the second to the last one I went, was it Formus 9? Yeah, I think it was Formus 9 was playing, and I guess there were black guys, love this girl group. I didn't know. And they had, this one guy had his do-rag on, and he stood up, and he's the only one around this little section, and he was jamming to that song. I cannot remember what song it was, and I have a little clip of it, and I will find it. He was jamming, and everybody was focused on him and his friend jamming to Formus 9, and then there's people down in the pit, and they were having a dance battle back and forth. It was the best thing I have ever seen, and it's made me feel better that the stereotype, went out the door. You love what you love. You love music, and I love K-pop because it brings me back to my younger days with music and stuff, the videos. It's happiness. It speaks to me with certain, lyrics. I still love R&B, hip hop, rap, especially more East Coast rap than anything. And I still listen to all those things and keep up with latest music. But K-pop is my slight obsession. K-dramas is my slight obsession, but I love this stuff. And it brings me with a close set of people to me, and we can talk about this if we want to, who have a little bit more understanding. Lately, with the younger fans and K-pop, maybe not as much, but a lot of us has experienced some sort of discrimination or something to where we have been bullied or whatever. And this group, when you get into it, people welcome you with open arms. There's no judgment. It's less judgment.
Yeah, just a little. Like, I think the first K-pop concert I went, the first time I saw BTS, I was sitting there and I was eating, and these girls came over and we were all talking. And I don't know, I didn't even say my age, but they were like, "So are you here with like your daughter?" I said, "No, I'm here for me." They're like, "Oh my God, I think you're like the oldest K-pop fan I've ever met." I was like, "Gee, thanks."
It was a compliment, but it came out a little wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's like driving in the carpool lane, right? So you drive in the carpool lane, you blow up the doll next to you, so you just have to drag some little kid with you. This is what I'm here for, just so people won't pick on it. Now I can drag Melody. Oh yeah, I'm with her.
I'm in this. I think maybe, I don't know if you guys are in the group, whether the BTS or Army group over 40. That group that's on Facebook.
Maybe. No. I don't know.
Yeah, there are people who are, 50, 60 years old. Who are dedicated armies. So age doesn't matter, race doesn't matter. And that's the one thing that I like about K-pop is that, it doesn't matter, yes, with anything, there is going to be drama. That's just life, how it rolls. But it seems like the drama is less when it comes on more personal things, that people will listen to your stories and people don't judge. And so they try to send you, nice messages and say, "Here, listen to this song. Hopefully this helps you." And see people go through other people's discographies from K-pop and send that to you, or go look up a lyric from a K-pop song to help you cheer up. Or like somebody said, "I had a bad day. Can you send me pictures of my bias?" And people get together and send pictures to a person you don't even know, but you know that they are feeling bad. So you try and whatever to cheer them up. The charity work they do. So it's a group, it even doesn't matter age, but I don't understand it, because when it comes to Western music, it doesn't mean I don't like it, but sometimes there's so much extra drama that comes with it, so much beef that comes with it, that when you go to certain concerts, you have shootouts, you have fights, you have people cursing people out about, you bumped into me, or why are you looking at me like that?
Yeah, you go to a K-pop show and you get free stuff, and people handing out photo cards and banners that they spent their own money on, and
so it might be to what people think teeny or non-blackish or whatever, but to us, it is a community that brought us three together. From diverse backgrounds. It brought us together with the community. And it's something I think that this is something I'm in for the rest of my life. That's it. So if I'm not black enough for you, then you don't need to be in my life. That's all I got to say.
Oh, you're black enough for us, Alex.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, my Lord. We're going to get banned now. I don't get people. I don't understand. What a stupid comment to make.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take a quick little break here, and we will continue our discussion. We'll take a little pause. And the discussion is challenges we face as being K-pop fans. We'll be right back. Back, and we'll continue the discussion about challenges we face as being a K-pop fan. So we're just going to ask the second question that I have. What is the one thing you do not like among other fans in the K-pop world? Meaning, what challenges do we K-pop fans have among ourselves?
I'm ready for this one.
All right, Amber, take it away.
All right. The thing that I hate the most is the whole multi-stan versus solo stan. It drives me insane. Like, how can you live your whole life only liking one group? Your whole entire life. I mean, we're all 40-ish.
Oh, you're being generous.
Yeah. So, but I mean, we're all old enough that we've lived through a few decades of music. And how these little, I'm sorry, but some of these younger girls are going to be like, I can only like this group and this group only. And if you don't like everything they do, then I'm sorry, you're not a fan.
Yeah. You're not a real fan if you don't love everything they do.
You're a hater. You're an anti. If you don't like the one song that they put out, then oh my God.
You're just too old. You don't get it.
Yes, I don't understand. How can you not support them? If you don't have anything positive to say at all, don't say anything.
Exactly.
Like,
we've been friends since like August of last year.
That is true.
We're total stands. Forget you people who've been there since the beginning. You know nothing.
You don't know anything.
Daddy, you don't like the new song.
Buy me this. They don't want to stream enough. I need to stream more. I'm sorry. It drives me crazy. I can't take it. Like, I've seen it all this week with a certain group who's having problems within the fandom. And I hate it. It's what has really turned me off to some of the fan activity is the fact that you can't speak your mind without being lambasted like you're the worst person ever.
Hello. They said, love yourself, speak yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. See, and I guess now, the older that I am with experience, I try to give that stuff time of day. And maybe from my profession, you know, for what I work in, you can tell people want that drama. They want somebody to react. And an example of this, I think when BTS did their last concert, they went to Texas, and it was a sports writer, and he just went in. He didn't like BTS. He didn't understand why women liked them and think we were too young. He just went in.
I hated that guy.
To me, I was like, you know what? He did what he's supposed to do. Music is subjective. He said what he wanted to say. He had a right to say it. You don't have to agree with it. But then all of a sudden,
he was dead wrong. He had the right to say.
Yes. And these armies went in wanting to get him suspended, cancel his account, get him canceled. And so I talked in one of the group, and because this moderator was trying to get people to do something on his socials, and I said, how about this? You're giving him what he wants. Because if he has not ever written articles about music, he got his 15 minutes of fame. Why don't we just ignore him? Don't worry about it. We know it's not true. If
Let him crawl back under the rock, he slithered out from under.
Yeah, and you can sit up, say positive things, say, I don't agree with you, sir, but this is my points, and that's it. Have a blessed day. This girl went in on me, say, well, that's what you want to do. You do you, but we're going to sit there and make sure that he is banned and everything. I can't be the bigger person. I'm sitting there like, that's it. I'm done. I'm not going to sit there.
Wow.
And I got out of the group. Because to me, it's not worth it. Like we said, this whole week when when the group had their new song came out, it was just blood.
You know, you've already said their name once. Just saying.
BTS. That song, Permission to Dance. To me, let me explain to people what irks my nerves. It's like Amber said, you cannot have an opinion if it's not positive. Musicians, artistry is subjective. And musicians, in order for them to grow, need everything to hear about the music. They need the negative, the positive, the in-between. So they can sit there and say, it didn't work. Because the funny part is, outside of musicianship, anytime it comes to other products, from launches from grocery stores to fashion brands to, department stores, if you have a negative impact or somebody said, I don't like this didn't taste good, guess what they do? They don't go, if you don't have nothing positive to say, don't say anything.
They stop making it.
Yes, it's like if Pepsi comes out with a weird concoction, nobody's going to sit up saying Pepsi, friends. Yeah,
Lay's potato chips gives you 3 or 4 different varieties every summer. Says, these are the 4 we're putting out this year. Vote for what's your favorite. What's your not favorite? We're going to stop making it. Limited time.
I don't get it. You don't see this fan war back and forth. No,
Right. Well,
only in K-pop you see people get mad.
Exactly.
It's subjective.
And
now,
I mean, you could still love them and not care for that. I mean, yeah, if it plays on the radio, are we going to turn it off? No, because it's radio play and our babies are singing it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that, everybody has a song on each album that they, they'll listen to it and then eventually they skip it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that you love them any less. Doesn't mean that, you don't support them and want nothing but happiness and rainbows and sunshine.
That's what I don't get. It's like what I don't get it that you can't speak your mind. And the thing about it is, with going back to the fandom, if you don't stand on what they like, you're not a fan. But that, I think, is a disadvantage to groups, because the reason is, and I know people are going to come after me when I'm saying this, but it reminds me with Twice. I'm not a Twice fan. I like what they do. Some of the songs, their latest stuff I like Cry For Me, that song is banging. Yeah. Love it, and Can't Stop, or whatever the other song that came with the 80s type of retro, love it. However, it seems like that Twice can't do no wrong. And when they come out, people will buy their albums and like them just because they're Twice. To me, I think it gives a false sense to an artist that they are where they are at the top. And also, why would you want to try anything else if what you're putting out is good based on the fans? Because the fans are doing it because they want to be loyal. But it's a false sense of loyalty. You're not helping them. It's almost like a parent to a child, and you sitting up here, telling them that what they're doing is great, is grade A, when actually what some of the stuff they're doing might be C grade, but you're making them feel as grade A, so why would they change? I just think people need to be kinder. Now, I don't care what you say, but as long as you don't threaten nobody, bully somebody, physical, like I said, you don't do physical assault, that is a no-no. But to have a conversation and agree to disagree, let people live. I mean, when I was listening to all this stuff, I'm sitting like, dang, y'all, are you that mad over somebody's opinion? And I understood why people had that opinion. And people have a right to feel that way, because like we explained last time, we put a lot of energy, time, and money with these groups. And sometimes when you feel your group let you down for other reasons, you have a right to feel that way. You cannot devalue somebody else's feelings. But to sit there and call them, you're no longer a fan. You need to get out of fandom. You're anti. Get out of here, y'all.
It's been going on with BTS I know since 2018 for me. Because when I didn't like Fake Love, my God. That's when I really had to step back. It was just, it was like, I've been a fan since 2014. And you're telling me I'm no longer a fan because I don't like one. Blur that. One song, like, give me a break. Like, it's a song. It's not like the president. It's not like God. It's a song. It makes the other thing, and the only other really big complaint I've got right now is when fans. And I'm really kind of dissing on BTS fans right now, and I'm sorry because I really am an army. It's just I'm really mad.
Yeah, me too. I'm a card toting army. I have
a
card with my name on it.
Yes.
But here recently, I have seen fans say, "Oh well, it's just these fans, these K-poppies that they're just going around and since they're multi-stands." They'll just say negative stuff about BTS just because they're K-poppies. So they're basically saying BTS isn't K-pop. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, it's Korean pop. I know that there's this whole big existential crisis about, they're bigger than K-pop, and I get that they have grown into a larger fan base than just Koreans, but they're still Korean men. They're from Korea. The music that they have sang up until now has been Korean pop.
Yeah.
And the fact that these people are saying, well, they're just K-poppies. That's all they are. And I've been seeing it on Twitter, and it just really makes me want to, and I don't say anything. I rarely say anything because I know it gets ugly, and I don't want to feed into their hateful drama. But it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They're K-pop singers. That's what they are. And yes, they are very talented. They are the biggest boy group in the world. And I hate to say boy group because they're the biggest artists in the world right now. I mean, they are. But for people to just like say, "Oh, you're just a multi-stan. You don't count because you like other groups." That's fucking ridiculous. Almost.
So I guess tell them that they are not a true whatever fan when it comes to their favorite food. Because if you like more than one favorite food, then you must betray them. I don't get it.
Exactly. If you eat the cheeseburger and the pizza.
That's it. Or then you must not love your mom because you love your mom and
your dad.
Then that means you can't love your dad. No, you got to ride or die for your mom. Because nope, sorry.
Well, you know, it's funny though, because even the lady who I met at the grocery store, and I'm friends with her now because she's an army. Her and her daughter, total armies, but they are single stan armies.
Yeah.
We stayed up. I did stay up. We watched the thing, and I texted her, and I was like, so she's like, I don't know, man. She goes, I'm kind of disappointed in this. She's like, I expected something better.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude. And that's the only one they'll spend their money on. They were going to go to the concert, that's been postponed. I mean, I don't know.
See,
we're used to a level that they have set for us, and it just feels like even the video. I was just, and okay, I am gonna say though.
Go ahead, you need to be honest.
Say it.
Let me. If you want to say it, I'll say it. They had to sit up here and make it towards Western audience taste. I'm sorry, somebody.
Where's the dancing? Where's what makes K-pop? Where's the choreography? I mean, they basically kind of laughed their whole way, like, "Ooh, we have an off day. We don't have to do anything. We're doing an American video." It was just like,
it was because Big Hit or Hype has a goal, and I discussed this with you guys. When artists does music, I see it as 80-20. 80% is what they want to put in it, that they like it, the artistry. The 20% is a wallet. We have to think about money.
Right.
Now, and BTS understands that. And this is what it was. Money. It had to do with reaching out to an audience that dissed them, that said there's no way they could be singing live and dancing, that sat up there and said, I don't understand what they're saying. What are talking about this deep meaning music? I can't understand the deep meaning if I don't understand what Korean is.
But then you basically feed them Baby Shark do.
It doesn't matter. They eat it up. And that is saying a lot of things about where we're at.
In the American music industry?
Yeah. Thank you. I mean, sorry. Think about it. What is it? That song? Like Trinidad James and talking about I got gold on my wrist, gold in my mouth. I'm like, oh, okay. But now I like the beat, but oh my God, that's so simple-minded.
The one thing that I was gonna hope though, sorry, Ellie, I just want to get this in real quick. I'm hoping that in that cheesy ass video, every time that we saw writing somewhere, that maybe those are gonna be tracks.
Oh God! See, that's what we're missing. That's
what we're missing. It's like, where's the concept? Where's the, Jesus? Back in one of the early videos, they had the date of a comeback, like spray painted like graffiti on the wall.
Yeah.
Where's that?
I thought one of the lyrics was from the song "Stay Gold." Maybe I was wrong.
I think so.
The one on the tractor trailer with the purple balloon. I think that was a lyric from "Stay Gold."
Now, what I would think would be some really cool ass thing to do is if we picked like one day and all the army in the US, everybody got a purple helium balloon and let it out at the same time, like at a designated time. Like back in the 80s, they did like Hands Across America and everybody held hands at the exact same time and you knew that everybody was joined. Yeah. That would be some cool ass thing. Everybody just look up and see in your like neighborhood if any purple balloons go up.
Oh, that's so cool. I like that.
We need I think we need to get this going. But
we need to get that going.
Yeah.
Of course. Then all these damn latex balloons will be coming down. Everybody, then you'll find our K-pop podcast and we'll get sued
Where
for
you
the
get this
stupid
purple
idea.
balloon? But yeah, like I said, I think people have to understand when it comes to a K-pop artist breaking into the Western industry. I don't understand where this whatever was for Monster X when they came out their all English album, and that album was fire.
That
my
album
God,
was
so
awesome.
good.
It was, but then we don't
And
hear
nobody heard it.
nobody
No
did.
one over here really heard it.
Nobody, and it was great. But then also we don't say anything when idol groups make a specific type of track that's for their Japanese fan base. Yes, they redo their main songs into Japanese, but they do come out with 1 or 2 or 3 songs that's specifically for Japan.
Mhm.
And when you listen to it, it sounds totally different from their Korean stuff. Why? Because it's for that audience. People have to understand BTS knew what they were doing. Hyde knows what they're doing. We will get the type of music that they've been doing, but they're looking at a bigger picture, the end game. It could be the Grammy. And I even explained, I think it's because they are trying to be wealth. So when they disappear from the time when they go into the military, if that happens, they are still being known that people will be probably playing this music, these 3 songs, over and over and over, and they're bringing that change in. They're trying to stay relevant in some certain way. We don't know what else may come of this. We have no idea. And this song could be used for a soundtrack. It could be used for a TV show. We have no idea what the big plan is. But they knew what audience they need to reach.
Just like
Dynamite was used.
Went everywhere.
Yeah,
Dynamite
so
went everywhere.
and
It's
then
still being
also
played.
yes, and also Michael Jackson's nephew was blowing up on Twitter about Dynamite and everything because it resonated. So people have to step back and understand. I'm not saying you don't have to be disappointed and you don't like it, because Permission to Dance is not a for me. It's like a 3 out of 10 for me. Sorry.
Yeah,
I love the
me too.
message. I love the video and the inclusivity. I love that, but it's not my cup of tea.
Right.
But I understand where they're going and what they're trying to do. Because remember, the West would not understand why we love them so much. They didn't.
True.
And somebody says BTS, the music we like, the West does not deserve it. And I'm not talking, because they dissed that music.
Mhm.
Right.
So everybody's sitting here like, why can't they put out this? Well, they didn't receive it well. So why would you waste your hard-earned money and time to get these outfits, choreograph, dance moves, whatever, for somebody to sit there and not even receive it? So I understand why they did what they did.
Yeah.
You have to play to your audience.
The other thing that I noticed this morning when looking, like, there's certain YouTubers that always do reactions and stuff.
And they liked it.
And I didn't even watch because I know that they're going to be like, oh, look at them. And it's just like, nobody, no one, maybe 6 people's going to see us bitching about it, but nobody's going to know.
This might blow us up. Like,
to the
oh
6
my gosh.
people that watch this, thank you.
Appreciate
But I
it.
mean, to the really big YouTubers, they're all going to be like, "Oh, I loved it so much," and I'm just like, "There's just no way. There's no way you all loved it. You're just, that you need to, you want to pander to the ferocious beast that has now become the army."
Right.
Be honest. Like I said, I love being a K-pop fan, but the one challenge that we just discuss is if you have an opinion that when you don't like
that goes
something,
against the grain.
Yes, it's just cause all out war.
Yeah.
And I understand a little bit, and I think part of it is because of the fact that you have people who aren't as mature to have these discussions. I mean, I saw it back in the day, maybe a little bit, when people have these discussions. But when you look at the ones who say this, you can tell that there's other things that they talk about where they don't talk about in a mature way. And now with everything being online, it's just so much easier to sit there, be behind a keyboard and just mouth off.
Ask somebody, right?
Yeah, because guess what? You get the attention you deserve and you think you're doing something great. And that brings it to why I think people think they are so young and that we're liking teeny stuff because of how people act in a fandom and arguing the way they do about these things. So when people who don't understand this look at it like, are you sure this is for teenagers? Because it sounds like some stuff you hear in high school. How you on Twitter arguing about a freaking song when you have people who can sit out here and tell somebody their song is garbage, and then the musician goes back like, well, that's fine. I'll prove it to you. I'll dish you in another song of mine to show you my music is garbage. Yeah. Right. You don't really see the fans going at it. So maybe that's also why people think that, because they look immature. They make us look like we're just on Twitter and stuff. We don't do that. I don't.
Okay,
know.
So wait. So because I actually prepared my 10 items, so I'm gonna quickly read down my list, and I want you guys to raise your hand if you've ever heard this.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Why are you into little boys? Okay. One. Okay. They look like girls with all that makeup. Why do you listen to music you can't understand? Aren't you too old to be a fangirl? Let's see. Why would you like Asian men? They're all short and they have little members.
Not direct like that, but yeah. But I have heard something similar to that. Yes.
How can you act like that at your age?
I get that with other things too. Okay. Especially when I go out.
I've actually had my boss say this. You must like hairless boys instead of men.
Wow. Oh my God. And by the way, yes, I do. That's why I told hubby, thank God you're smooth.
Thank you.
I can't stand no hamburger meat up here. I am sorry. I love.
If you see a little fur coming out the top, keep on.
Yeah, walking. He's very smooth. Yep. Thank God. Keep going.
Okay. They are all lip syncing.
Oh yeah, heard that.
They're all gay.
Oh, hear that a lot.
And K-pop is for prepubescent teenage girls. If you're an older fan, there must be something wrong with you.
Yep.
See?
Oh man, this conversation we could have for hours and hours, but we're coming up close to the end. So we're going to take one more break, and then we're going to wrap this up, and we're going to discuss what songs we're listening to. So we're not
listening to.
Well, yeah, true. Was that in our rotation? Sorry. We'll be back in about 15 seconds. We are back. Thank you guys for joining us. This conversation is great. We will probably have another conversation about this probably in a later K-pop podcast. We don't even know what we're doing for the next episode. I don't even know what we're doing for the next episode, but we will figure it out and let you guys know. So we're going to end this like we always do, or try to.
Final thoughts?
Yes.
Amber,
final thoughts.
Do you have final thoughts? Deep Thoughts by K-pop Yoda.
I actually have something I want everybody to listen to.
Okay.
Ooh.
So my thing that I want to say is everyone go listen to Moon Jung-up's new album. Oh my God. Okay, if you don't know who he is a member of BAP. I say is because they are always going to be BAP. I don't care if they left their company. I don't know. They're BAP. So Jung-up has an album that features Jungkook from BAP. It features the rapper EK. It features Yunwei, who's another she's a female rapper. There's a couple other on there that I can't remember right off the top of my head. Great stuff. Has like 5 or 6 songs on it. You can get it on Spotify. I don't know if there's physical albums yet.
iTunes.
Please go support him. That's really all I have to say. That's my final thoughts for the day. But please, if you don't want to listen to the other new songs that are out this week, if you're not feeling it, go listen to Jung-up because he needs the love, and I love him and I want him supported. So that's all. What about you? Either one of you?
I am all into that new group Just Be. That album they put out, their mini album. Yeah. I'm like, they remind me, since you said BAP, they remind me of BAP 2.0. It's just something about some of the songs, the lyrics. It just reminded me of that BAP era when BAP came out and they were hard hitting and rap. Because I know one of the members from BAP produced their lead single, Damage. Yeah, so I don't know if he had any more hand in it, but if you guys listen to it, like certain songs, you're like, it reminds me of BAP. It's just like an upgraded version.
It's so cute that you're calling them BAP.
Dude,
that's what I call them.
BAP?
B-A-B. B-A-P. But I call them BAP.
So, okay, what does BAP stand for?
Best Absolute Perfect.
But I call them BAP. Sorry.
Oh, Best Absolute Perfect? Okay.
Yeah.
But they're BAP. I know they're BAP, but I always call them BAP.
I've always called them BAP.
Yeah.
Because obviously I was not having a conversation with Amber for her to correct me on that.
Oh my God.
Another K-pop challenge and the K-pop fan cannot pronounce stuff correctly.
That's an ongoing challenge.
That's funny. Y'all are a mess.
Go listen to their album. It's on Spotify and iTunes. The songs I like from their little album is Double Dare, Deja Vu, and My Way. And my last thing, my honorable mention, Hyujin from Stray Kids. That video, him dancing to that song, Playing with Fire, Lord have mercy.
Oh, link it in the bottom. I haven't seen it.
He's back.
Hyunjin's new song?
He danced. He did, dance.
Yeah.
Hyunjin, yeah. He danced to a song called Playing with Fire.
Yeah.
Holy Mother of Pearl. I didn't know he could dance like that. And he was playing up the camera, sexual, sexy, just like, sorry if you guys think we're sexualizing, but when a man comes out like that and like 50 Shades of Grey meets Twilight mess, come on now. What am I supposed to think? And then by the end,
somebody get him up.
And then at the end, his shirt comes up and you see his stomach and his belly button is pierced. And
speaking of which, SF9 video with Taehyung and all those shirts he's been wearing.
Oh my god, girl. He is like blowing my mind. What the hell?
But he's just little, but now he is little. Because even against the other boys in the booth, he just looks little.
Yeah.
Like he's like a little just miniature pint-sized adorableness.
Brianna said he's doing like this butt dance. She's like,
I saw that.
He like turns around and does this butt dance.
Oh
yeah.
I
love it. Yeah. That's wild. That whole live performance, I'm living for it. So good.
So what you listening to, Amy? Or was that it?
Well, let me give you my final thoughts.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay. So I would like to say that if loving K-pop is for the young, then call me Peter Pan, because I don't see myself ever growing out of it.
Yeah.
And then I think that the world, especially today's world, is so dark and cynical.
Yeah.
For like everything, that if you can find one little piece of happiness that brings you true joy.
Yes.
I don't care what language they're singing in. I don't care if I'm too old. I don't care about what buttheads say about me and my taste in music.
Yes.
They don't matter to me.
Nope.
I matter to me. So I'm going to love myself.
Yes.
I'm listen to my babies.
Yes.
If they don't like it, I don't care, because they don't matter.
Yep.
The other people don't matter.
Yes, Amy. Woo.
But what I'm listening to, definitely. So the other night I was on Twitter and I was going through this thing, and A3Noonas Twitter feed said, "Do not sleep on Moon Jung-up's Us."
Up, yeah. Yes.
So I said, huh? So I went and I hit the button, and he's in my playlist now because that song
is
good.
So good. So now I have to check out the whole album, because you said the whole album's a bop, but that song is just on repeat.
Okay.
And then Omega X put out a song. Now Vamos was okay, but they did a song, Omega X, which kind of reminds me of Jason Derulo, because they say it's their own name that they're saying over and over. Such a bop. I absolutely love that song. So I have that song. And then my daughter introduced me to Alexa, which I had never really heard of. And her song Extra is so extra.
Okay, good.
And so I picked that up, and that's on. And she's a little thing.
Yes.
She's shorter than the Korean female dancer she's dancing with. We know that that Korean women are all like small frames and short, short, but
she's tiny.
She's tiny.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She was on Produce 48, and I have a claim to fame. So I was in a BTS concert group when they came to Dallas in 2015. She was in that group. Yeah.
Okay.
You know her?
She's from Oklahoma. So she went to the concert, and she was a part. If I remember right, she was a part of like the flash dance group that performed before the concert. Brianna remembers her well. Like I just barely remember seeing her name because she went by like Alex Christine or something like that on Facebook. Her Facebook is gone now, so
of course, yeah,
or privated or something. I don't know, but yeah. So because I went back and tried to look to see if I could find some of the stuff, and it's like all gone. I'm like, okay, well, she must have deleted her Facebook. But yeah, so she was from Oklahoma, or she's from Oklahoma, and then she was on Produce 48.
Wow,
and did pretty well on the show, and now she's doing her solo artist thing.
Good.
Like repping Oklahoma,
yeah.
I've never heard Korean with a Southern accent before. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. When you lived down when I went to school at Georgia Southern, and it was during homecoming, and then we had a comedian, and he asked this girl to come up the stage, and she's I don't know if she's Korean, but she was Asian, And then also he asked her a question. When she opened her mouth, that accent was Southern and thick. And everybody's like, and he looked at her. He's like, "Where are you from?" And she's from Georgia. She's like born and raised. He's like, "I'm not trying to be offensive, honey, but your accent is stronger than mine." Oh, it was just amazing. So yeah, again, when you live down south, you will find some people who have Asian descent who have that accent that's real thick, but it's adorable. So
all right,
we come to the end. Ladies. Yeah, we come to the end. Show. Yeah, we're trying this. Like I said, we probably will have this topic again. We don't know what we're doing for our next episode. But thank you to all. I think we have about maybe 17 subscribers. I appreciate you guys.
Every one of you. Thank you.
Yes, we're the teens. We're almost 20. So hopefully we can get to 20 by maybe the end of August. But thank you guys for listening to us, watching our videos. Like I said, I know we're a hot mess. We try to do the best that we can, but we do appreciate it to share our experiences. So just remember, A3Noonas is where you can fangirl. So we'll see you next time. Bye. And we're out.
Yay. Permission to eat dinner?
Yes.